scientist Alex Hartigan resides in New York City at 1899. He is an obsessed time traveler who works as a professor of applied mechanics and engineering at Columbia University and gets into problems for his outlandish notions. Albert Einstein and him are pen pals. He is on his way to the park to see his girlfriend Emma when he gets sidetracked by an early arriving automobile that is parked next to the park gates. When the situation threatens to spiral out of hand, Alexander promptly intervenes, putting himself in the driver's good graces for forgetting to engage the parking brake while filling up. Forgetting to bring the flowers, he runs into Emma at the ice rink. As they stroll around the park, Alexander pops the question to Emma. The romantic moment is short-lived, though, as a thief approaches them while brandishing a revolver from adjacent bushes. Alexander tries to stop the thug from stealing Emma's engagement ring, but the pistol fires during the fight, leaving Emma gravely wounded and dying in Alexander's arms. Alexander works on his time travel equations every waking hour in his laboratory for the following 4 years. Once he has finished building the time machine, he goes back to that night 4 years earlier and stops Emma from meeting his 1899 counterpart. Alexander is painfully aware that if he stops one way for Emma to die, another will take its place. Disenchanted by the idea, he chooses to go through time to see if there are any solutions in the future. Time traveling in 2030, Alexander pauses and discovers that the moon is becoming ready for settlement. He stops at the New York Public Library and speaks with holographic, artificially intelligent librarian Vox 114. In 800 and 2701 AD, after regaining consciousness, Alexander stops the machine and discovers that society has collapsed into a hunter-gatherer way of life. These survivors, who go by the name Alloy, have constructed their residences into the face of a cliff on an area that mimics Manhattan. Alexander starts dating Mara, a teacher who is one of the only people who can remember some of the time traveler's now outdated language. He also understands that the moon is now fragmented. As the sky fills the horizon, Alexander slows the vehicle. He has arrived in the year 635,427,810 AD, where the Morlocks have taken total control of the environment and turned it into a barren wasteland. Alexander, who feels trapped in the future, decides to start again with Mara. Vox recounts to the Alloy the tales from his memory as he starts to restore civilization. This final picture is juxtaposed with a scene from 1903 where David Philby visits with Mrs. Watchett, Alexander's ailing housekeeper, before departing and tossing his bowler hat on the street.